Adjusted EBITDA up 34. You reaffirm for the full year. Talk about the trends that you're seeing in the quarter.
Yeah, it was a great start to the year. So we saw a really, really strong performance in home theater. So our new Beam product, our home theater portfolio grew 42% year over year. We're up to 8 million homes that we're now filling with music. And like you said, the most profitable quarter ever in Sonos history on record sales and increasing efficiency. So we're feeling good about the start to the year, and we have a whole bunch of exciting stuff planned for the rest of this year.
Axios this morning out with a story quoting you that you're examining, or they say re-examining, your supply chains in China. You're going to move?
I think they lifted that from a conversation we had around the IPO actually last August. One of the things that we've been doing, given all the tariff noise, is making sure that we have a fully global supply chain. We're not moving out of China. China's a great manufacturing base for us. And so as we think about the future, we definitely think about the global footprint, but that's something we've naturally been doing as part of growing globally, not something we're doing on a knee-jerk reaction.
One of the reasons your stock is down, Patrick, it seems like investors are a little unnerved by the surprise announcement that your longtime CFO is going to be leaving. Can you give us a little backstory on that and when you're going to find someone to replace him?
Yeah, we've started a search now. Mike's been a fantastic CFO. He's been in finance for 35 years. He's been at Sonos for 7, so he deserves the opportunity to retire, and it's something he's been thinking about for a while. So it's not really a surprise, and I think the real story, from this quarter is beating on both the top line and the bottom line and showing that profitability that some investors had questions about as we went into the IPO, and so we're feeling good about the momentum in our business and the sustainable profitable growth that sets us up well for the future.
What about the softness that you saw in Europe? I mean, really in stark contrast to looks like what you saw in North America's sales. What's driving that? Is that an economic story or something unique to that market?
We saw softness across the board in late December. The good news is that we've seen that bounce back in January. So we had a strong January, which is why we've reaffirmed guidance for the year. We feel good about the year. But we did see some softness at the end of December, and we wanted to let people know that, be transparent about the fact that we saw that. We ended the quarter with a little more inventory than we would have liked, a couple weeks, but we've been burning through that in January and feel good about where we are now, both in North America and Europe. Europe's in a bit of a different stage. We've started to see Europe start to adopt voice. North America's ahead there, so that's also part of the trend that we see.
Patrick, you mentioned the high end of the market and that you're primed to expand your reach in that area. Is that a reflection of the belief that consumers have some excess cash or are flush with cash that they're willing to spend on their home audio?
I think this is all part of, you had Daniel Ek on yesterday, as you mentioned. This is the golden age of audio. We're seeing both with streaming music exploding. We're also seeing with podcasts, with audiobooks, people spending more and more time listening to audio. We saw listening hours up 38% year over year in Q1 on Sonos. So people are listening to a lot more audio. And I think as they do that, it's natural that they would want to spend a little more to get well-designed, beautiful-looking products that work with any service, which is really what we do. And I think the efforts of a lot of companies that have been putting inexpensive speakers in the market give people a taste for some of that audio. And then over time, consumers look at it and say, hey, I want something a little better. And that's when they turn to Sonos. So we think definitely, Carl, that's going to continue as a trend.
But it would seem that even at the higher end, the marketplace may be getting a bit more crowded. I just wonder how confident you feel that your marketing and promotional expenses, or how promotional you need to be as this year goes forward, Patrick, and why you're confident at where you are in terms of your guidance.
Yeah, definitely. So, David, we saw, probably the most promotional period ever in the holiday season, and you can see we had record sales, delivered the kind of profitability, record profitability, and so we feel good, having seen a really noisy holiday season, that these consumers are going to continue to step up, and there's really nothing like the products that we create in the premium space. So as you start to look about products above $200, our Beam soundbar was the #1 performing soundbar in North America and in Western Europe. And so that's a premium priced product, but consumers are flocking to it because it's an amazing experience, right? And they can listen to everything on their television through that product. They can use voice and use Alexa to access anything they want. They can listen to music. So it's really something that I think consumers will pay for. And we're just big believers that over time, people will pay for great experiences and great products. And we're seeing that in our business.
Everyone wants to know what's in your innovation pipeline. What are you working on? What's next? Where are the biggest opportunities, either in or out of the home?
One of the things I'm most excited about is our work with IKEA. So we've got a partnership with IKEA, and we've teased a little bit on this to this point. That's new products, so new form factors into new countries for us. So we're really, today only in a few countries. This gets us into many, many new countries and new price points. And it'll all use the Sonos software behind the scenes. And so we've worked really closely with IKEA to bring some new products out that I'm very excited about for this year. We also this week announced new architectural speakers. So for the first time, we're going in-ceiling, in-wall speakers and also outdoor speakers. So we're very excited about that. And we're working with Google on Google Assistant as well to bring that to the platform this year. Plus, we got a couple other things up our sleeves that we're pretty excited about too.